What's up, YouTube? This is Big Mike, aka Too Raw for TV, and everybody's aware of Anthony Davis. You know what I mean? Anthony Davis is right now the pretty girl that everybody's trying to take out for the prom. You know what I mean? Everybody is interested in Anthony Davis right now, and he has many suitors. Of course, the main team that we hear about in the news is Los Angeles Lakers. Supposedly LeBron James and Anthony Davis have contacted one another. It's gotten to the point where there's some people who think that the Lakers, and especially LeBron James, are guilty of tampering. Even if he was guilty of tampering, the NBA would never acknowledge it because he's LeBron James. And of course, the New Orleans Pelicans don't want to lose him. So if they don't want to lose him, they're going to have to make some moves to try to improve the team. Last year it was a twin tandem between him and DeMarcus Cousins. And whether or not you believe Cousins' account, if you believe what he's saying, the team really didn't make a big push to keep him. Maybe it had something to do with the injury that he suffered. So right now, if you're the Pelicans, you have to get somebody. And one possible name out there is John Wall of the Washington Wizards. Now, the Wizards have made it known that they're pretty much done with this run for this club, and that anybody on the team is accessible, including Bradley Beal and John Wall. Now, would John Wall improve the Pelicans? In my opinion, yeah, I think he would. But would he improve the team to the point where they would become a championship contending team? I don't think so. Not especially when you have a team like the Golden State Warriors in the NBA. Now, I just don't see how the Pelicans would really substantially improve to even an NBA Finals type team with just John Wall. John Wall is an all-star player, but I don't see him as the type of piece that you can just add to a team and instantly they become a contender. He's not a Kevin Durant or a LeBron James caliber player. You know what I mean? He's not of that caliber. I think if you add John Wall, you still need something else. And also, I would think that with that contract that he has, the Mavericks will have to seriously unload a lot of their personnel just to get John Wall. Is he worth it? I'm also questioning John Wall's commitment to basketball. Well, I shouldn't really say that, but all right, I'll put it like this. There have been some people who question his commitment to basketball. I think any NBA player needs downtime, all right? So if a guy wants to go out to the club or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Me personally, if I was a target like an NBA player, I wouldn't be going to any public places. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just a target. I build my own goddamn club, and I can control who comes into the place. Not really a club, just a place for friends. I'm sorry, but I look at everybody as a threat. I look at everybody as trying to get my money. I look at everybody, except for a few people who I trust. No, fuck that. But some people question his physical, conditioning. So I don't know. I just don't really know if John Wall's the type of guy that could get you over the hump. I think he can get the Pelicans. I think the Pelicans are like a 500 or slightly below 500 team right now. I think John Wall, like if the Pelicans right now were to go 37-45 on the year, I think if you add John Wall, you might go 47-35. You know, I think he can give you some added wins just because of who he is and an increase in talent ability. But in the Western Conference, you're going to need more than that, I think. So to me, I don't think there's really much that the Pelicans can do to keep Anthony Davis um, with the Pelicans. I mean, if you look at, and not only just that, these players, the ones who have their heads on straight, not only are they NBA players, the ones who are the more mature ones, I think Davis is like that. You think about the future. You think about your post-playing career. And there's a lot of business opportunities in the state of California. You know what I mean? There's a lot of pure business opportunities for a multimillionaire individual. Then you have the Hollywood aspect. That can be very alluring to a guy like Anthony Davis, who's I think probably a top 5 or 6 player in the NBA right now. That can be very alluring. And then you're playing with LeBron James. And I'm telling you, if LeBron James can team up with Anthony Davis and still keep a lot of the players that they already have on that team, you can get rid of some of these guys. But if just Davis and LeBron James alone, with some other talented players on the roster, that's a threat. Especially if the especially if the kind of had a Freudian slip right there. I'm thinking about Kawhi and Kevin Durant. Especially if the Golden State Warriors were to lose Kevin Durant. Now, I think Kevin Durant said that this year he's looking to get max money. The last couple of times, when he first signed with the Warriors, and last time, he kind of left a lot of money on the table. This time he's looking for a max deal. Now, from what I understand, from what I've read, the Warriors are the only team that can actually give him a purely max deal. However, I'm pretty sure that he can still get close to max money with other clubs out there. And I still think that message that he put out there against LeBron, or however you want to look at it, the message that he put out there where playing with LeBron James can create a toxic atmosphere. I think he's talking, indirectly to guys like an Anthony Davis or a Kawhi Leonard. And so if that were to happen, Durant wasn't to come back to the Warriors, hey, AD and LeBron in LA, that probably could be potentially the best team in the Western Conference. So we'll see about that. You know what I mean? I think Anthony Davis is possibly the best overall big man in the NBA right now. Earlier in the season, I would have said Joel Embiid. He's kind of been in a little bit of a slump lately, and Embiid seems to be more about his numbers. I don't understand his mentality when you have a team that has Ben Simmons and Jimmy Butler on it, and you're still crying about, well, why I'm not still getting 27 and 13. Well, why do you care about that if you guys are winning? You know what I mean? Like, for instance, when Moses Malone was playing with the Houston Rockets back in the late 70s, early 80s, he had seasons where he was averaging 28 and 15. One year, I think he was second in the league in scoring, like averaging 31 points, hauling down 14, 15 rebounds a game. Now, individually, those are nice stats, but he had to work like a horse just to get the Rockets into the postseason. Then when he came to the Philadelphia 76ers, he didn't have to score as much. Maybe instead of putting up 28 to 30 points a game, he was scoring 22 to 24 points per game. And you're still putting up fine numbers. But, some of these guys, man, they're all about, I want to lead the NBA in scoring with centers. I want to lead the NBA in scoring. I want my name. Some of these guys are such narcissistic egomaniacs, man. Same thing with Charles Barkley. He says it all the time. When he was with the Philadelphia 76ers, when he was playing with a bunch of bums, he had to score. I'm telling you something. I think Charles Barkley watched that video I made too. That 1 hour video I made last year about why it's not Charles Barkley's fault for not winning championships. I swear to God, I think he watched that video. But when Charles Barkley was playing with a lot of bums, man, he had to work so hard. He had to score 28, 27 points, routinely scoring 35, 40 points just to get these guys into the postseason. And then when he got to Phoenix, he didn't have to work as hard. And he won the MVP award. So anyway, that's all I got to say about that, man. If Anthony Davis goes to the Lakers, man, the Lakers become the best team in the NBA, in my opinion. If he stays, whatever they give him, it's not going to be enough, in my opinion. I think his days as a Pelican are numbered. But that's just my opinion. Tell me what you guys think.